The strategy hasn't really changed at all. Instead of burning books in the street, they're just pulling them off the shelves and banning them. Instead of outlawing universities, they just starve them of funding until they fall in line. Same with media companies, same with news companies. And instead of arresting journalists, they simply don't allow them in the White House, or they discredit them until the truth itself sounds partisan. And that's how you dismantle a democracy, not necessarily with a coup, but with nonsense and confusion. Critical thought doesn't move product, dopamine spikes do. Nuance doesn't perform nearly as well as noise. Meanwhile, the billionaire class fund anti-education movements and book bans and parental rights campaigns under the guise of like moral panic. But it's not about morality. It really is never about morality. It's about control. Control the narrative, control the market. If people stop reading and stop questioning and stop thinking critically, then they stop noticing who's actually pulling the strings. Because a distracted population isn't just easier to manipulate, it's a lot more profitable. Social media, as we should all know by now, doesn't reward truth, it rewards engagement. And nothing engages like outrage. There's actual data showing that emotionally charged content like anger and fear and disgust travels further and faster and longer than factual information. Because I'm right and you're stupid is a way better hook compared to it's complicated. Politicians figured out that if you frame ignorance as identity, you get loyalty that logic can't even touch. When people see thinking critically and making decisions based on facts as a form of betrayal, they will defend their team no matter how wrong it is. Allegiance is much easier to manage than informed debate, and it's a lot more predictable on election day. Corporations profit too. Your burnout isn't a glitch, it's a feature that sells you comfort afterwards. The more overwhelmed people feel, the easier it is to sell them that comfort. Outrage keeps you online, exhaustion keeps you consuming. An informed population might demand fairness or accountability, but a population that is tired and cynical and suspicious of anyone that is smarter than them, they won't organize, they'll argue. And the media sits comfortably in the middle of all of this, turning division into a business model. Every single fight, every false dichotomy, every debate that ends in yelling, all of it pays. So how do we fight back against all of this? Just basic curiosity, an openness to maybe be wrong, and the ability to pause before reposting something that made your blood pressure spike. Read who wrote it, read who's paying for it. Half the independent truth tellers online are just sales reps for a political party, or they're only running their mouth to sell supplements that promise to decalcify your pineal gland or some shit. Follow the funding, always. And for the love of God, read the full article. Diversify what you consume. If everything you watch makes you feel right, you are probably wrong about a lot of things. Watch international news, read something from the other side of the political spectrum. Worst case scenario, you are more informed than you were before. Learn to say the words, I might be wrong. It really won't kill you. It's actually kind of freeing. Being wrong is a good thing because it means you're learning something. Support your local libraries, back teachers instead of politicians who call them indoctrinators. Who is going to uni to become a teacher, to be around kids or young people all the time, to be underpaid just so they can indoctrinate some kids? Use your brain. Who is doing that? The system can't really monetize. It's people who still give a shit enough to actually think for themselves. So we live in a world where asking questions or pushing back on people's opinions can feel like a personal attack a lot of the time. You can say, hey, maybe that stat isn't true, and suddenly you're an intellectual elitist. The good news is critical thinking is the main antidote to manipulation.